multiple streams of revenue. How do you do it? Why do you do it? And we'll learn the reasons to do it. Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
Thank you, everyone, for coming to Financial Freedom Radio. I want to thank you for downloading, watching. We're blessed that you're here, and we would really like for you to share it with friends and subscribe, like, whatever you do. It's important that we get our bigger. Morning, Steve.
Good morning, Ray. You've got to.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, when you get tongue-tied, you just can't throw it to me like that.
No, I'm sorry. Thank you for subscribing. And we're blessed that you're here. We build our business by referrals. And so we'd like to have you send many referrals to us if you may.
You're a little flustered because of the weather down there, aren't you, Ray?
We got a hurricane. We're in a hurricane watch and a tornado watch. No, a hurricane storm and a tornado watch.
Well, you're in Florida. You expect that behavior.
Not in November.
Oh, okay.
No. Usually this is a warm time, or not warm, but usually the temperatures are moderate. It's comfortable. No humidity. Not this year. 2020 can't leave too soon.
Yeah, we need to just fast forward to 2021 now.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to continue today with our multiple streams of revenue show, and we're going to talk about how it's done. And it just so happens that our resident engineer is a really good person as far as building multiple streams of revenue. He does it through Amazon and eBay. And if you didn't watch the last show, you should go back and watch it, because we talked about why, where, and now we're going to get into how. And last time we talked about how to get software to determine whether you got a profitable item. You can get them from Amazon. You can buy them online. There's all sorts of places to do it, to get this software, and it will tell you if you're looking at a product that's profitable or not. So all you do is scan your phone at the barcode of a book or whatever product you're trying to sell, and it will go in and it'll research and it'll tell you how much Amazon's going to take for it and show you the profit you're going to make. So you can actually find out real easy how to do it, how to get good profitable items, and then you bring them home, you box them up, and I'm hoping that I'm giving you the good synopsis of what Steve told us last week. Box it up and send it to Amazon. Now, I don't know about eBay. We're going to get him to talk a little bit about eBay today and to go into some products that he's actually selling and give you a glimpse. Now, he's not holding anything back here, folks. He's going to let you see it all. He's letting it all hang out. Is that the right? I'll probably get blinked off the air for this.
Yeah, you're going to get yelled at for that one.
So let's talk about eBay, and then we'll go back to Amazon a little bit. But what is the difference between selling on eBay, Steve, and selling on Amazon?
So the basic idea is the same on both platforms, right? You have a product that you want to sell, you have it, and you want to sell it to someone. The main difference is perception, customer perception. eBay's been around. Amazon has not always allowed third parties to sell on their platform. That's a really recent thing. I've been with eBay since 1998, and eBay is kind of, and for you can judge me if you want to, or you can argue the point, but from my view of things, eBay is considered a lower quality platform just because it doesn't have the Amazon brand behind it. You find a lot more quote unquote collectibles or junk on eBay. You know, when people buy from Amazon, so many times people don't realize that when they buy something from Amazon, they may not necessarily be buying it from Amazon. Amazon is simply the distribution channel to get the product from point A to point B. With eBay, pretty much everyone knows that they're buying from an independent third party seller of a particular item. So that's one of the main differences. The other is Amazon, especially for new sellers. Amazon is very restrictive in what they will let you sell on their platform until you gain a good reputation with them, until they learn to know, like, and trust you, as we've talked about before. They're very picky. They won't let you sell specific items. For example, if you try to start an Amazon account, we're filming this in November of 2020. If you try and start an Amazon account today with the express intent of selling toys for Q4 for Christmas, it's not going to happen. Amazon has very strict requirements over what they will allow people to sell in Q4. So if you want to sell Christmas items, toys, and things like that, you can start an account, but you're not going to be able to do it this year. You'll have to wait until next year because you need to build a reputation. You need to build trust between you and Amazon. In eBay, that's not the case. eBay will let you sell whatever you want day one. Now you can get dinged for it if you're fraudulent or if you do something inappropriate. But there have been many times where I've gone to a store to do retail arbitrage, looking for something to buy, and I can't sell it on Amazon, but I can sell it on eBay. So, so because of those different things, because that pretty much anyone can sell on eBay, and very restricted people can sell on it. I wouldn't say restricted people, but there are tighter restrictions on Amazon. The prices are typically lower on eBay than they are on Amazon, because people trust the Amazon brand more than they trust the eBay brand. And eBay will let you sell more things than Amazon will let people sell. So those are the real main differences. But they're both very viable platforms for selling whatever kinds of things that you're interested in selling.
So don't you use eBay as a fallback position for a lot of stuff you're selling?
So because I've been doing this for so long, when I get an item, I do a lot of analysis over where is the best platform to sell it. When I get something, I'll scan it and I'll see how much profit will I make on Amazon. Amazon, as a rule of thumb, I said last week, takes about a third of the sale price for profit. So if I buy something for $10 and it sells for 30, I can expect to get $20 back on a rule of thumb average. eBay is less because you have to handle the shipping. So eBay takes out about 10 to 13% on a sale, but then you have to factor in shipping. So on a $30 item, I'll only lose $3, but then I have to pay another 4, 5, 6, depending on what it may be for shipping. So it winds up netting out to be pretty close to the same thing. So again, now it comes back to perceived value of the platform. If I scan something and Amazon says it sells for $30, I may scan the exact same item on eBay and it only sells for $17, $18. So then I have to do the math. Okay, eBay is going to take out this much fees and this much shipping, so I'm going to make this much money, and Amazon's going to take out this much, and I'm going to make this. So I do analysis, but yes, there are times where you're restricted from selling certain things on Amazon, and I'll still buy it if it's profitable on eBay, because I'll stand there and I'll say, okay, I can't sell this on Amazon. Can I sell it on eBay, and is it worth selling on eBay? And then I'll look it up and make a decision whether or not to move forward.
Okay, for those of you wondering what arbitrage is, it's buying a product at a really low price and then selling it at a higher price. Uh, it could be anything, and we've gone over the who. We've got Steve giving us guidance as to the one that's doing this, and the what. We're going to talk about a little bit what he is selling. Now, I understand that people can sell anything. It's whatever your passion is.
Right.
He has a certain niche that he follows, and he has that passion that gets him to get up every morning and go and do it.
And Ray, I just want to chime
Somebody,
in one thing. I want to. This is something that really chews at me, and I want to get this out there. And because I hear this so many times, and we're kind of going off topic a little bit, but this is very important to me. So I want to say this. I get a lot of feedback. There was a very specific Ray's going to have me show you some things coming up here in a few minutes of different physical items. And I was very particular about the items I picked because one of the feedback I get a lot is calling me a scalper. And a lot of people perceive that when you go to a store and you no, really, I get this a lot, Ray. I never think it's funny, but it's the truth. A lot of people say, well, you're just buying all this stuff to inflate the market. And really, I'm not. So let me kind of dispel that. Here's what I do. I buy things that are on clearance. Okay, what does clearance mean? Clearance means the store was unable to sell it. So I am number one providing a service to the store, buying their merchandise that they were not able to sell, and then yes, I'm turning around and selling it to an audience they didn't have access to. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is there are people, believe it or not, I don't know where you're living when you listen to this. There are people where the nearest Walmart is 2 hours away, or some people don't have access to a Target and they want something that's considered a Target exclusive or a Walmart exclusive, and they just don't have access to it. So it's not, I make a very strong point in this, in that I do not deliberately go out and buy things at retail value and buy all that I can to deliberately inflate the price. That's a common misconception and something I want people to understand. Do not go out and buy all of a particular item at a store with the intent of selling it online and jacking up the price. So I'm providing a service to the retailer. In fact, I've gone into Walmarts before and they have literally brought me out, and I'm not making this up, they've literally brought me out carts full of stuff from their back room that they couldn't sell, that they don't know what to do with. They're waiting to dispose of. They're literally going to throw it in the trash. So I go through all of this stuff that they bring out, and I've bought hundreds of dollars of stuff from them before because they were going to throw it away. They were going to write it off. So when people say, "Oh, your retail arbitrage is nothing but scalping," it is not scalping. It can be scalping if it's done unethically, but there's an ethics to it, and there is a service that you're providing to people. So I just wanted to throw that out there to try and help people
Well,
understand the difference.
let's talk about that for a second, because scalping, you're not selling anything that you're not inflating the price. You're getting full market price for it, or
Right,
a little bit less than market price. So what you're still offering is a product for a reasonable price.
right,
And scalping is when you buy tickets or something like at a ball game, and there's no more left,
right,
and you charge the outrageous price to get in.
right.
That's scalping. So when
Well, but there,
you're
but there's a
not scalping.
but there is a perception. Okay, and I'll give you an example. I buy the very hot item in the video game market right now is Nintendo Switch. Now, the Nintendo Switch is not as hard to find now as it was a few months ago, but it's still hard to find. So what I do is I will buy a Nintendo Switch, and they have different flavors, and you don't need to get into that. But let's just say, for argument's sake, I buy one Nintendo Switch. I might buy two or three, and I sit here and I offer them up for trade. And I'm saying to people, I have this Nintendo Switch. If you have older video games, Nintendo games, or PlayStation games, or stuff that's older from the 90s and early 2000s, and you want to trade it to me, because GameStop won't take it, if you want to trade it to me for this Nintendo Switch, something of value, so you have a closet full of junk that is collecting dust that you're not using, that I believe there's a market for, and you want to trade it to me, I will trade you this Nintendo Switch. Now, what I get from a lot of people is, okay, I'll give you the Nintendo Switch that I buy costs about $300 in the store. I'll give you $300 worth of my old stuff. And I'm like, no, you're going to give me $600 worth of old stuff. And they're like, what do you mean you're gonna charge me double? I'm like, I'm not charging you anything. I say, if I spend $300 of my money and I go out and I buy a $300 item, and you give me your items that I now have to wait and pack and ship and list and hope they sell, and I'm at the end of all of that, I'm going to get the $300 back. What have I done? That's wasted money. That's wasted time. I said, so if I'm going to take this and sit on it and hold it and wait for it, you have stuff you can't get $300 for the stuff that you've got. So a lot of people call me scalping because I'm trying to take advantage of people. I'm not taking advantage of anyone. I can't tell you how many people
Yeah.
I've done
I
this
wouldn't
deal
worry
with.
about.
Well,
Yeah.
but
I wouldn't worry.
my
Yeah.
point is, it's not what I do is not scalping, and people should not be afraid to do what I do because you're providing a service to the retailer, you're providing a service to your customer, and yes, if I go out and I buy 100 of the most rare toy in the world and I sell them at double what you would pay if you could find them, that's scalping, and that's not what retail arbitrage is. That's not what I advocate.
No, no. So, let's went down a really far rabbit trail.
Yeah, but it was important to me to get
um,
that open, get that out there. And your video's
okay,
kind of
good.
stuttering, so we're vamping for that to clean up.
So let's look at some of the products that you're selling.
Okay.
Let's give people an insight. Do you have some that you can show us?
Yeah. So, like I
And
said,
Steve, tell us what you bought them for, if you don't mind. I
yeah, no,
mean,
that's fine.
if this is, tell us what you bought them for and what you plan on selling them for,
So, so,
and
so,
what profit is there.
so sometimes it's hard to do because I'll give you an example. This is, for those of you who have never heard of an Atari 2600, this was the first video game system I ever grew up with. It was back in 1977. These are the old Atari cartridges. If you remember, the old Atari came with this wonderful thing called Combat, and this is what it actually shipped with. So I bought this as part of a collection. The guy had I think it was 174 video game Atari 2600 games that he sold to me, and I paid $75 for the entire lot. So I can't tell you how much, what is 174th of $75. I don't know. But to me, it was a fair price. Now, most time these games only sell for about 50 cents a piece. This particular one, for example, sells for about $20. So in this case, I bought this for, let's say, 50 cents for argument's sake, and I'll sell it for 20 bucks. Now, that's how much it'll sell for. You take $2, and I wouldn't sell this on Amazon because, again, people aren't going to Amazon looking for Atari games. They're going to eBay because it's considered more of a collector's piece. So I'd sell this on eBay for $20. They'd take $2 out in fees. It'll cost me about $4 to ship this. So you're looking at about $6 off of 20. So that's $14. So on a 50-cent investment, I'll make $14. So
Good.
that's one example. This is a Jurassic Park, and it's called Jurassic World. You can tell by the little label on there. That's a particular brand of dinosaur. I got this at a thrift store for $4. So I paid $4 for this. This is another eBay piece, and this should sell for about $30 Christmas time. So figure $30 minus $3. This one's a little heavier, so this one probably cost me about $8 to ship. What I do as a rule of thumb is this: anything that's more than a pound, I charge shipping for. Anything that's less than a pound, I give free shipping. People like free shipping, so they perceive additional value in something when there's free shipping. But when it's, number one, it's very long. You can see how long it is in it. So this would take a real weird box. Plus, it's going to be over a pound. So this one I'd probably charge shipping on top of. So if I'm selling it for 30, I'd probably make 27, discount the shipping because that's going to be separate. They're going to pay for that. So $4 into 27. So that's what that one would be. This, again, I'm dating myself, but again, I'm going for older stuff. I'm going for stuff that, people just don't find anymore. Some people who listen to this may not have any idea, but this is a box. This is a brand new box of 3.5-inch floppy disks. This I got at a Goodwill for 99 cents. This one actually I can sell on Amazon, believe it or not. And there is a market for this on Amazon. So if I sell this on Amazon, it would sell for about $14 to $15 for the box. So I paid 99 cents. So if you, let's say hypothetically you take off a third, that's $5. So that would be $10 profit on a 99-cent purchase. So there's that. And then I've got one more. This is the hardback of one of the Harry Potter books. There were 7 books in the series, if you don't count the last one. The original series, there were 7 books. This book by itself doesn't sell worth a lot, but if you get the entire set of all 7 books, that goes for about $60. Now, obviously, there have to be shipping on that, but again, when you put all 7 books in a box, it's going to be more than £1, so I would charge shipping on that. I could ship the entire set of these for probably about $5. And each book I pay $1 for. So I'll be $7. And what I do is whenever I go out, if I find a book, it doesn't matter which book it is, I buy it. And I just build up sets. I've got 2 or 3 partial sets sitting over there right now. So when I get a complete set of 7, I bundle it up and I sell it as a set. So $7 turns into $60 on, I believe that would probably be eBay. I think if you're going to sell it as a lot, you'd have to do it on eBay. So that's how much I would spend versus the profit margin. And I've got one more that just happened a couple of days ago. I got this at a yard sale. This is a Sony Handycam DCR DVD 810. Still has all the accoutrements in the box. Sorry, I hit the mic there. Anytime you can find a Sony camcorder, camera, whatever it may be, if it's less than $10, typically buy it. I got this for $5 at a yard sale, and that will probably sell between $50 and $60, with shipping being not free but extra on top of it. So that's kind of how I do it. And there's certain things I've learned over time. Like I know that certain brands sell. Like I had no idea about this Atari game. This was a blind find. I had no idea that Snoopy and the Red Baron was such a hot game for such a hot amount of money. But when I see things like Harry Potter, when I see things like Sony Electronics, there are certain video game titles that when you see them, you just know they're money. Anything that says Nintendo GameCube or any kind of cartridge-based games, Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, typically as a rule of thumb, they're worth money and I don't need to check them. I know about, oh, and then I also got this. I just forgot about this. McDonald's toy. Again, Jurassic World. I don't know what it is, some kind of dinosaur egg. But this right here cost me nothing and sells for about $12 on eBay. So, you know, it's just about looking at something and saying, hey, that's kind of neat. And if you say that's kind of neat, chances are there's a market for it. If you find it interesting, chances are there's probably someone else that finds it interesting. So you simply scan it. Like for the egg, what I did was I literally just loaded up the eBay app on my phone and I searched for a Jurassic Park. I believe there was, yeah, it says Tyrannosaurus Rex toy, Jurassic Park. I think it was McDonald's, 2020. And searched all that on eBay and it came up with, here is all the listings. And what I do is when I look it up, I don't look for what's currently listed because that's what everyone is trying to sell. I go in and I look for what has already sold. And you can go into the app and you can configure it to say, show me sold listings. Now, if I see one sold listing that's 6 months ago, I don't pay any attention to it because it doesn't sell that fast. But if I go in there and I see 5 or 6 or 7 that are sold every single day for like the past 3 or 4 weeks, okay, now I've got something to work with. And I look at what the average price is going to be. You know, with Amazon, it tells you what it's going to sell for. So you know what your profit's going to be. With eBay, you got to do a little bit of funny math and say, okay, here's one for 15, here's one for 20, here's one for 25. It's going to be somewhere in the $20 range. So I can kind of eyeball what it would be from that point. Hey, everybody, it's Steve. Listen, I want to apologize. Apparently, Ray is not out of the woods when it comes to bad weather. He lost power at some point. When I was still talking, it looked like he was really intently listening, but it turns out his video froze up. So I got a text from him saying he'd lost his power. Don't know if it's coming back, but anyway, I hope you got some value out of what I shared with you today. I'm sure he'll want to pick it up and he'll go back and review this video, and I'm sure he'll have more questions, and we'll probably do another episode of this. I don't know. We'll be back with you again next week. Hopefully Ray will have his power back and everything will be good. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good week. God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whythericharerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.